All right, everyone. Hello. We are so excited to have you, Lachelle, because, you are just so amazing, first of all. I love your energy. And for those of you guys who weren't on our Zoom that we did last night, just a little bit about how Lachelle and I kind of came together is we were both on the surf and turf. Lachelle was one of the 17 winners, like I was. And so we kind of got together, and I was so thankful for Lachelle because I was going into there like not knowing anyone. And so Lachelle just made me feel super comfortable, and she's super outgoing and just spontaneous. And so it just made me feel like, okay, like, it just made me feel so comfortable. So, Lachelle, I just love you so much, and I just am so excited for you to pour into us tonight because you work your business, just like a total boss, and you are confident. But I know that there's, I don't know, you'll get into like some of the questions, but I'm just super excited because, you have green in you and I don't. So I'm super excited to, take those notes and just, hear all your amazing tips. So, for those of you guys who don't know Lachelle, she's going to tell you a little bit about herself. So do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got started, how long you've been in, and all your amazing accomplishments?
Totally. And let me just double check something really quick because I don't know sometimes about what I'm going to talk about. Okay, so I know you're going to talk about it. Okay, so I'll tell you my introduction. I know that she's going to get into something that I really love talking about on trainings just because in this business, we're human beings and we have life happen to us. And I have had my life flipped upside down and backwards and gone through some of the craziest storms in this business. So I'm definitely one of those people that no longer validate excuses because it's like life has happened to me in the craziest forms. But I've been doing this. I've been involved with It Works for 3 years now. And it was totally God's plan because I don't know how to turn off my text messages on here. I'm sorry. It was totally God's plan because I had no idea I didn't even know what network marketing. I didn't even know that was like the term for this. I knew like people that were in Mary Kay or Unique or like Miriam, but like I wasn't like when I found It Works, like I didn't even know that was in the same like lane as those things. But I just thought those people were like crazy, and I was just like, I don't even know why they're always like excited, and I don't know why they're trying to sell stuff all the time. Like I didn't have a brain cell for network marketing, guys. Like I was like the hater kind of, the pyramid scheme hater, okay? And then so my best friend in the whole world, all right? Best friend in the whole world. I was not active on Facebook for months prior. So like I wasn't on Facebook for a year, but I had reactivated it a couple months prior to joining this business. And it was because my best friend started posting, like belly pictures and like green posts and like It Works and like all this. And I was like not even like very active on social media. So I'm like scrolling and I'm like seeing her and we talk every single day, but she had never mentioned it to me. First where she messed up. But then I saw and I was like, somebody hacked your Facebook. I'm like, what is happening on your Facebook? And she's like, no, I joined this company. I'm like, you're selling something? Like you are going to sell something? This is good. Keep giving it to me a little bit. And then she's like, yeah. And we're like famously, like she had the scripts, guys, famously known for the skinny wrap, blah, blah. You and TJ would love these things, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, are you trying to sell me something now? Like, what? Is everything okay? Do you want me to come over? Like, what is going on? And then she's like, no, Google it. And so I Googled it, and I was text her back, and I was like, you did not join one of those pyramid scheme things. No, you didn't. The green inside of me comes with like protecting my friends and everything else. But when I come for protection or I come to prove a point, I come with factual evidence, right? So I was like, whatever. Do your thing. I'm not interested, right? Well, from that day that she messaged me for 3 days, I went into straight research about this company to prove her wrong, to come over to her house. And if I had to like print out like Google stuff and like come with a pamphlet, I was gonna, because I've always protected her. She's like my best friend in the whole wide world. And I did not want her to get in one of those pyramid schemes. And through that research, guys, because I will, we try to look for the bad. I was trying to look for the bad, okay? And I found Christian-based company, family-owned, debt-free, featured in Forbes, like all these great things. And I was like, damn, like, what do you mean? And I didn't even tell her nothing, but I had learned so much in those 3 days because I'm a total Googler. I'm a researcher. Like, if I find out something about something, I want to know everything about it. And I was just researching at work, and I found like videos back, and I just found everything. And I really was like, I cannot say anything. What I was upset was more with like, I'm gonna get into this, and I actually signed up through her website. She was so brand new. She had only been involved for like 5 days or something. And she got the email, which I didn't know we're gonna get notified, right? And she's like, oh my God, you ordered. And I'm like, yep. And she just didn't even realize that I joined as a distributor, guys. And then there was like it was like, I don't remember anymore. It was like an hour or the next day or something. She's like, are you sure that you ordered? Because my email says distributor, but I can call customer service and I can change it for you. Like, she was like complete ignorance, right? And I was like, no, I did join. Just don't tell anyone. You know, I found something in it. I want to just look more into it. You know me, like, give me some time, like, whatever. And so she's actually no longer involved in the business. No, she's not involved, but she's not active. She comes from a very wealthy family. Her father was actually just inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So I'll just put it there where that she comes from a very, very, lucrative legacy where she's already great. She already has her allowance monthly and stuff like that. So it's like something that she's not active anymore. But when I say that, because I did not have anybody to give me any direction at all from the beginning of this business. I didn't actually know what an upline was until right before I was going diamond, and Rachel Jones reached out to me and she's like, hey girl, I just want to introduce myself. My name's Rachel Jones. I'm your upline. I'm like, what's an upline? I had no idea, even like terminology or anything. I just went in, did the training, figured out what charting was, watched YouTube videos, and by that self-taught, like, I am like the definition of like, didn't have an upline, came in ignorance on fire, didn't know what she was doing, didn't have anybody to ask questions to. I had nobody that I could send screenshots to. I had nobody to ask if this was a good post or nothing like that. But I knew that I had Facebook, which I could stalk people on. So I found Ambassador Diamonds. I just typed Ambassador Diamond on Google or YouTube, and I actually found Tiffany Her. And then I found her on Facebook, and I stalked her entire existence until the first photo that she ever posted on Facebook. I'm not kidding. But because of that, because I was just so eager to learn, because I truly, the more you know, knowledge is power. And if you're a brand new distributor on here, guys, learn as much about this company as you possibly can, because that's where your passion will fuel your fire. I had found so many great things about the company, and I had read the compensation plan, and I did the trainings where I could not go. Like, I was just going to go. So I joined 3 years ago, and I went Ruby in 2.5 months. I went Diamond in 4 months. I went Double in 6 months, and Triple in 7 months. Again, and this is all self-taught stuff. I just like to be able to, I love that I'm able to be that leader to inspire anybody, just so you know that you don't need anybody to be successful in this business. Then I got complacent because I got those checks were very not what I was supposed to be making in life. So I just thought they were absolutely amazing. So it took me exactly a year for my 7 months of going triple to go pres. So that's 7, 8, 19 months to go pres, and I'm still pres right now, and I'm shooting for a master. And along the way, I earned $180,000 in bonuses, which was absolutely incredible. I've been able to, I'm completely debt free. I don't have any debt, and I'm just recently, realizing what a big deal that is at 27 years old, because, you don't really start talking about money until you're in these adult conversations at dinner or whatever, you're talking about money. But I didn't realize like how bad debt was really for people, and I'm completely debt free. I just bought my first home. Last year, I was able to pay cash for a clinical trial treatment. My mom had terminal cancer, and it was $48,000 in order for her to have this treatment, and her insurance was not going to cover it. They give her 6 weeks to live, and because of this business, because I was able to establish this type of income, I was able to pay cash for that. And today, she is live and well, kicking, cancer-free, and ain't going nowhere. And just, you know, just my story really is like taking advantage of an opportunity that you know nothing about, and that's what all of us do. And it is up to us to take full advantage, because when I joined, I was really only looking for $500 a month to pay for a student loan payment for my architectural interior design degree that I don't use, which was $100,000 I defaulted on. And that, just by just really, you know, learning everything and just utilizing everything that I can get my hands on and going all in and not making excuses, put me at number 34 in Murder in the World, which is absolutely nuts, because by the end of the Zoom, you'll be like, this girl is so basic. Like, there is nothing special. She's super extra for sure, but there is absolutely nothing special about me at all. So that's a little bit kind of like how I started and everything, a little bit about me.
I love that so much. And I love that you said that, like, you know, no matter what, like, we are the person who's going to make us successful. You know, it's up to us. And so, you know, like, I love that Lachelle, like, she Googled, she YouTube, she, you know, she copied, you know, people who were being successful. And I always say that's so huge, because, you know, if we don't have an answer, if you don't have an answer, if you can't find the answer, I guarantee YouTube will have it. I guarantee there's going to be a video that somebody has made about it, or, you know, so I love that you literally, like, self-taught yourself. Like, I thought, you know, I kind of did my sponsor and I, like, kind of both were like a month apart, but we were kind of like ping-ponging against each other, but we had each other, but never coming into this alone, you know. And so I think that's just so amazing. And it really speaks loud to those who, you know, even do have an upline, who are literally walking them through every step of the way. You know, success is going to be up to you. So I absolutely love that. So I was going to ask you a few questions, but I'm going to get to, like, the organization and stuff kind of towards the end. So I kind of wanted to ask and kind of jump into the question of, like, can you touch base, because I know that you have been through a lot. You have, especially like last year with your mom, and you know, you've been through some ups and some, you know, really, you know, hard times. And so can you kind of talk about how you can still, like, even through, like, life's, like, you know, struggles and challenges and everything that you have been through, can you still talk about how you still, you know, worked your business, and how, you know, that may have affected your business, but how you're, you know, coming out so strong from all of that stuff?
Yes. So I just have to put out the forewarning that I might cry. All right. And I'm just going to let it go. I feel better if I warn you guys, because then I have to be like, oh my God, I'm sorry. But it's still emotional to this day, and it will be emotional forever. Here we go. You know, everybody, every life cannot stop happening. And we don't know what tomorrow brings. We have no idea what tomorrow brings. We don't know if it's going to be, you know, and not even just like what tomorrow brings, just like out of nowhere, but even with things that are just adding up to a scenario, whether it's a divorce, or it's, you know, like, you know, losing a family member, or if it's a financial hardship, or a, you know, a law, like some type of law hardship, or if it's, you know, somebody like me, that my mom was on May 17th of 2017, I would only went presidential March of 2017. So it was March 31st of 2017 when I went presidential. So April was like, you know, I'm still running and everything else. And then May 17th, she called me, and it's that call that you don't expect to ever get. And my mom was diagnosed with lung cancer, and they found a 6-inch tumor between her heart and her lungs, and they gave her about 6 weeks to live. And when you are presented with something like that, you know, whether you have dealt with any type of hardship, you know that you turn into this emotional, you know, it's just emotional turmoil in your head. It's true, guys. I'm going to be very real with you about this, because, you know, this business, if you're having a bad day, you feel as if your business is having a bad day. And so my bad day started that day, and it was just like, I actually feel as if it was like I lost all my lives in this business. Like it was a video game. And like I literally had no more lives, or like, and this is such a silly analogy, but I'm just saying is that like I lost all my tokens, okay? Like I lost everything that day because all I could see was I'm not done with my mom. Like I still have kids to give her. Like I'm not done. Like I live across the country. Like no, this is not how it's supposed to be. Like this is not how it's supposed to be. And so, you know, I packed up everything and I went there. And I'll tell you guys that it's very important in your business to establish layered leadership, because without, you know, establishing layered leadership as a leader, I have no idea where I would be today. But I'm so blessed and so grateful and so thankful for the fact that from day one, I really worked on establishing layered leadership, that I was able to walk away from my business for a couple months, and that my leaders were able to take care of their teams and take over my team page and really, you know, just keep it going while I had to have a moment. And that's where I truly found, you know, how beautiful network marketing can be, because and I'm telling you, it was about 4 months where I was nothing. And online, I literally had posted on my team page, you will see me post daily. I am not available though. I am posting because I have to get through this, and I know that a lot of people look up to me. I want to make sure that people know that my business is open. I want to incorporate this story as much as I can into this business, but I am literally, I was reaping like mental havoc through my entire soul, where I was not available, but I would still be active as a you know, you could still see me. And it was just hard, guys. Like, you know, I lost everything. But I'm sorry, a part of it was, one of the greatest things that I found in network marketing was during those 4 months, I earned my highest check I have ever earned ever with It Works, ever. And that is residual income, guys. That is residual. My highest check I have ever received was in a month where I enrolled no one. That is residual income. And so what I love to tell about this story is that, you know, It Works is going nowhere. And no matter what defeats you have, because I might have looked like, you know, I was going through it with strength and everything is fine and I'm still like, bleh, but that was just something that I had to do because we show our highlight reel. What was actually happening behind the scenes was I lost everything that day. I'm serious. Like I lost everything. And I had to retrain myself how to be inspired, retrain myself how to become a leader, retrain myself how to talk to potential loyal customers, retrain myself how to talk to potential distributors, retrain myself how to train them. I had to literally retrain myself completely, and I'm so happy that that's a part of my story, because I'm able to be transparent with people that maybe something happens in your life where you feel as well like there was like an eraser that just went like this to your business, where all you have to do is start over. Okay, because here's the thing, a distributor just this second just hit confirm, and they just started at 0, everything, and they're gonna go ambassador. Okay, that is gonna happen. Like whoever joined today somewhere in the world is gonna go ambassador. You get to restart any day in your business as a leader, no matter what the hardship is. But what I can tell you, because life just happens, okay, what I can tell you is that as long as your audience sees you still active, you know, as long as your audience sees you still active, your social media will not be hindered. Only you will have to go through the process. So my business was never hindered from the entire thing with my mom, because I was still a business owner. I still had to make my business seem open, and it was still open. And you know, here's the thing though, is I would get enrollments, but I wasn't enrolling them. All right. But it was because I was still active on social media and my business was still open. But then I had to retrain myself completely to be, you know, back to who I was, to get through the mental turmoil. And I'm back and I am better than ever. So I just want anybody that ever goes through anything in their business to just know it's going to happen. It's just, life is going to happen, whether she was going to make it or not going to make it. I knew on the other side that It Works is still going to be there. And I didn't want to sabotage that. And so I had to make it a priority, just like eating was a priority. And when you have love for something like that, like I have love for this business, you will make it a priority for like that, because it's longevity. It's, you know, you don't want it to go anywhere. And that's really where success comes from, is is planning out that longevity, even in a way that is just like so deep in the depths where you're just like lost, but knowing that like when you come back out of it, because you're going to come back out of it, today is not the worst day of your life. It might feel like it, but then it's going to pass, that you can pick up the pieces. Did I answer the question or no?
Yes, no, I love that so much. It's so crazy because like you literally had to, you know, because even like you said, like when you have a bad day, like it can affect, it is so hard to be like that positive person, like, or that person who, when your team comes to like you know, your cup is empty. So how can you fill them up? How can you fuel them? How can you give them what they need when you are completely, depleted? And so how did you like, you know, going through that, or even like, you know, and I hate to even compare it to, because that is just something that I feel like is just, I can't imagine. I get, you know, emotional just thinking of like that situation. And so like, what would you tell somebody who is going through like that hardship right now, and they're just like, you know, but they need the money, like they don't have quite that layered leadership yet, or they don't have like, you know, maybe they're a diamond or an emerald or they're a double, or, you know, they don't have that layered leadership yet, but they can't pour into their team quite yet, but they still need like their business to keep thriving. Like, what would you say to them? Like, how would you say to, for them to like, obviously going through what they need to go through, but then also, you know, make sure that their business still, you know, is alive and still thriving?
It has to be important to you, like, you know, and I'll tell you this, is that, you know, work this business. Okay, so being in the forefront of that question, work this business like you need to make $100 next, or $100,000 next year. Work this business like you need to make $100,000 next year. All right, let me repeat it one more time because this point is huge. Work this business like you need to make $100,000 next year, because this is the forefront of that question. I'll answer the question, but because you don't know what's coming. My mother would not be alive if I did not have $50,000 cash to put up. But I didn't know that in 2016. I did not know that. I did not know the sleepless nights, the 3 days that I didn't shower, I'm serious. I'm telling you guys, like, I've gotten to the depths of this business and I'm pushing so hard where it is not cute, where I don't even feel comfortable wearing anything but shoes in my house because I haven't mopped my floors in weeks. I'm not kidding. But I went through those pushes in 2016. I didn't know, God knew, I didn't know that it was because what was to come. And thank God, truly, that I worked that way, because when it came, I was able, because life just works on money. It just is what it is. But had I not worked this business like I needed to make $100,000 the next year, $100,000 next year, my mom wouldn't be alive. Okay, it's crazy when you think about it. Work for things that you don't know are coming. But when you are in the depth of it, okay, so, you know, I would say that my business was truly closed for a month. I would say that it was truly closed for a month. It was the first month where, you know, I literally went on my team page. I told everybody what's happening, and I couldn't think. So I just needed to shut off my phone. And so maybe it happened for a month. And you know what? It's okay. And that's okay. I say that's okay because there is a 3-month auto ship. So it's like your business will work for you. As long as you're working it prior, your business will work for you if you have to take a month. So when I started to get back into the business, but I was just being seen almost. I'm telling you guys right now, if you are going through anything in your life where you feel, you know, you can't put it all in to the business because it gets down to, you know, like pushing and really grinding and all those things, you know, look at the business again. Because I'll tell you, I fall in love with this business like it's a husband. Like, I fall in love with this business a little bit more, or I remind myself of why. It probably happens at least once a week, if not like once every 2 weeks. You know, it's like today I was on this day, and my mom, it was actually my mom, and she was like a 97 pounds in this picture of the solar eclipse. Remember that thing that happened last year? And then today, and she weighs 145 pounds. And I'm looking at that and like, I love this business so much. And then I was like, I have so many follow-ups to do. Oh my God. Like, I have to do so many things. Like, it's like that love that you have for the business, and that's what makes you motivated. And during some of my very dark times in business, I would have moments of falling in love with it, and then I would just go ham. It's just like, I would be like, I know my mom's in the other room, you know, when she calls me or rings the bell, I'm going to have to go, you know, help her to the bathroom so she can puke. But before that moment, I had a moment of love. Find the love. It's like a relationship. It is like a relationship. It's like, whether it is a marriage or something like that, or a child that pisses you off or whatever it is, like they might, you know, you might forget how to love them sometimes, but then like they do something and you're like, I love you so much. Oh my gosh, what do you want from me? And so sometimes you got to look back into the business. You have to look back into the business, and you have to look back into like, you know, it's like when we were at Surf and Turf sitting next to Mark and him talking about being debt free, I felt in love with the company because I was like, we're a debt free company. I love this company. It's like, you got to know more about the company to keep falling in love with it.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that like that goes like with anything, like whether you even, if you're even not going through like something hardship in your like life or anything like that, or if you're having, you know, even if your season is looking great, I think, you know, finding new ways to fall in love with the company to keep you like motivated and keep you going and all that kind of stuff. So I just love you so much. Okay. So can you talk a little bit about like failing forward, like how failure in this business, like is just like, in order to be successful, you have to go through failure. And success, there's not anybody who is successful and they just made it with, you know, that way just by not failing, like you know, so can you kind of talk about a little bit how failing leads to success?
Yeah, I love failing. It's a lot of fun. No, I am like a professional failure, okay? Like, you know, people get so afraid to fail, and I am like, it's like liberating to me, okay? Like, we have all failed at everything. And this analogy has always just stuck in my head when it comes to failing. Okay, so like, we're gonna fail at everything, but you don't die. Okay, first off, let's just start there, okay? You don't die. I mean, don't jump off a cliff that you know is too tall. Like, you know, then you might die. But like, I'm talking about like, you know, technicalities in this business and stuff, or just like life lessons. But when we were like, you know, I was 7 months, but that's weird. So we'll say a year. When we were like a year old and we like got up to go walk and then we like didn't walk, we like fell and like face planted. We're not like, you know what? I don't think this walking thing's for me. I'm just going to crawl the rest of my life. No, we've been failures since we were born. Like, we've been failing at everything forever. It's like, you didn't write, when we were in like whatever grade learning, you know, our ABCs and how to write them, like your F's look like Jesus. Like, you know, they weren't anything. And so we've always been failing, but, you know, I think that I have like, I do love keeping a part of the, you know, the child's mind where you're naive to failure. You don't understand that it's bad. And it's like, I look at like things like, if you guys, for instance, watch this, right? Watch this. Okay, scripts. We all have scripts, right? You know that script came from just one person that decided to see if that was going to work, but nobody told them it was going to work or not going to work. They just put this message together, and then they just were like, let's see if it works. If it doesn't, I'll try another message. But if it does, I'm going to share it with people. That is this business, okay? Like, I have failed forward from the very beginning of this business. Like, if you look at my posting when I first joined, it was disgusting. It was like green and like sparkles and like just horrible, okay? Like horrible. Like on my day, sometimes I change the privacy to only me because I'm like, man, I would really hate for that to come back up on the newsfeed. Like, it was just real bad. But I didn't know, but I was failing forward. I was developing. I was just putting it in, and then I realized, okay, people aren't liking this. I'll try something different. Messages. I was just talking about this on the last night's Zoom. You know, there's been people that I have messaged, whether it's a potential oil, potential distributor, or wherever they come from, the messages, like either like my post or whatever it is. And there has been people that have messaged me out of nowhere and been like interested in ordering, and then they order, and I scroll up in the message feed and I read the message that I sent them 2 years ago, and I'm like, I wouldn't have responded to that either. Like, that's a horrible message. But I was a part of my failing. I was a part of like the failing phase. And so I always tell everybody, don't try to skip the struggle, okay? Like, you gotta, in order to go and go up, you gotta suck at things and then get better at them. It's like sports. It's like when you get on the court, you're not Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan wasn't Michael Jordan the first time he had a basketball in his hand. Like, he had to fail at a lot of things. It's like Tiger Woods, the same thing. It's like they weren't born and like, I'm so great at golf. Like, it wasn't like that. They had to fail at a lot and then get better. And I look at that in everything in life, especially this business. Like, I am failing all the time to find things to give to my team. And now that I'm back, I'm telling you right now that I really did have like a moment of time where whatever, I was just like gone. But even in the beginning, like, I didn't have an upline, so I was just trying things. If they worked, I shared them. If they didn't work, I just tried again. And you just have to change your mindset about it. It's all mindset. I always say this, it's 80% mindset, 20% work. Like, your mindset can't, I don't believe in the D word. It's discouraged. I'm not going to say it again. I hate the word. Like, don't say the D word to me. There's no such thing. Stop making it. That's just an excuse. Okay. Like, there's no such thing. Just figure it out another way. Like, whatever. You just figure it out another way. And you just have to be okay with failing.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what would you say to somebody who, like, they just got in and they feel that D word, like they just feel like they can't do it, that like nothing is working? What would you say to them? Like, I always use the analogy that, like, we start this just like somebody would start college, like their very first day of class. Like, everybody starts the same way. Like, you start not knowing anything, and then you go to your first class and you start to learn things, and then you start to apply things, and then you start to study, and then you start to work, and then you go to class consistently, and then you graduate, But what would you say to people who, when they first get in, and they feel like they're trying to do like everything that we tell them, and they keep, failing, but they don't realize like what they're doing is like failing forward. Like, they're figuring it out now. They're planting those seeds, and there's, so what would you tell somebody who, because I know that there's a lot of newbies here. So to help them so that they know, like, it is okay that you get those no's. Like, it's okay that your posts aren't getting likes or comments right now. It's okay that you don't have, your first 4 customers yet. Like, what would you tell them so that they know it's okay? Like, put one foot in front of another and keep going.
This business is very front loading. Okay, it's front loading like monthly, but also very front loading in the beginning. You have to remember that, do not get discouraged in the beginning of this business. You will not see what you want to see immediately unless, there's this select few, that like just have a following that will just do anything that they want to do. I was not one of those people. Okay. So in the beginning of this business, you, just like any other business, guys, that opens, you have an establishment phase. All right. They want to make sure they can take you seriously. It's like, would you buy a car from a guy that just got his license yesterday? No, you wouldn't. It's like, you need to like know that you've been driving for a while, and even to just buy a car from him, and it has nothing, he's not driving the car, but you want to buy it from a guy that's drove a car for a while. That's just how we are. And so, in the beginning of this business, it took me 22 days to enroll my first 4 loyal customers, and I did not sign a distributor. But I had sent out 100 messages, because I actually printed out the hundreds list that was on eSuite that had like the hairdresser and everything. I actually filled the entire thing out and reached out to every single one of those people, because that's what the training told me to do, because I had nobody else to ask. And only 4 people ordered. Only 4. Just 4. That's it. But then the next month it was like 14. Actually, I know the exact number. I think it was 14. And then the next month it was like 20 something. And it was, here's the thing, the people that ordered the next month were from the 100 people that I reached out to the first month. And the people that ordered the third month were also from the people that I reached out to the first month. But they just needed to see that I was serious about the business more. That's it. They left me on scene the first month. But then they saw me posting at least 3 times a day, sometimes 6. And they knew that I was taking it seriously, that I wasn't just trying to sell them something, that I actually had passion behind the business, because people buy you and people buy your energy and your passion. They do not buy your product. The end. They don't. They don't. They buy your excitement, passion. They buy other people's feelings. They buy your feelings. They buy other people's reviews. They don't buy the product. They only buy those things. Okay. They just don't buy the product. They buy the transfer emotion on all aspects. And you have to remember in the very beginning of this business, go hard, be loud, be completely obnoxious, and do it for at least 3 months, and then tell me if you're discouraged or not. Because when you go in and you go hard and you're loud and you're proud and you're obnoxious and you're putting it all out there and you're messaging people and you're excited, there is no way that you won't find success in 3 months, because that's what people will buy. If you are feeling discouraged, then you might not be doing one of those things, and that's okay. That just means that you just need to develop yourself a little bit, and that's when you need to invest in you. You know, that is the one thing that we are just horrible at doing, is investing in ourselves. Like, when was the last time that you read a book that could develop your mindset? When was the last time that you read a book that could change your personality to be more positive? When was the last time that you actually, like, when I'm saying like something, like I read books and I'm like, I just added this. It's like a jujitsu belt. I got like a new thing on my belt. You know, I got like a new color. It's like you're adding a notch to yourself. That's where we talk about self-development, because this business is truly just self-development with a compensation plan. The more that you grow, the more money that you will make. The woman that joined this business would not be on this Zoom right now talking calmly and knowing what she was talking about. Her first live was like this. It's still on Facebook. I always laugh about it, because her first live was like, I was literally shaking uncontrollably. Like, I was so afraid to talk in public. I did not know, like, don't hand me the mic, Mark. I don't want it, like, ever. But then I developed myself, and the more you know, the more comfortable you are. And so don't be discouraged in the first couple of months, as long as you're going all in. And if you feel that word creep into your mind, then invest in yourself and make yourself better. Do something for you. Make yourself better. Make yourself not scared.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that so much. And I always think too, I'm like, people will take your business as serious as you take it. Just like what you said at the beginning, like, people are going to watch and see what you're going to do, if you're going to take it seriously, or if you're just going to sign up like some people do and just push it to the side.
And can you interrupt me when I talk too much, please?
Oh, no, you're good. I could literally listen to you forever. So no, you're so good.
I don't know I mean a muzzle sometimes, and I'm like, oh my God, I've already been talking for 40 minutes, and it seems like 10. So just interrupt me. Just be like, spouse, shut up.
Okay, let's go. Okay, well, you kind of got into my next question. So can you tell us what kind of self-development you do? What kind of, do you do it daily? How much do you do? And what's your favorite, give us your favorite all-time book so we can all go order it tonight.
So okay.
That was a lot, huh?
Oh, man. Okay, so I just need to really say this again, because I just really need everybody to understand this about me as a leader in this company, because I'm not going anywhere, and I'm going to be I'll continue to be loud and proud. But I will tell you right now that I had very, very dark days for a year, okay? Very dark days, like the darkest of dark days. It was a very ugly place in my life. So I am actually putting into me and coming back to the woman that, because I haven't even done Zooms. I didn't do Zooms for a year. I couldn't be interviewed because I had such bad anxiety. So I started to read a lot lately. Right now, so Go for No is one of the best books that I could recommend anybody in this business, whether you're new or you've been in here for a couple of years and you've never read it. Go for No, because that was one of the first books that I ever read, and it definitely changed my mindset on no. Like, for instance, if you have a child and they ask for a piece of candy and you say no, do you think that you hurt their feelings? You don't. They just ask again. Okay, so Go for No is a really great book. Right now, I am reading 2 books. One of them is Building an Empire. Where is it? Building an Empire. I just was talking about my leadership page. The other one is On Yourself.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying not to swear anymore. So it's the Un-F Word Yourself. That's a really great book. It just talks about bad habits and good habits, and just really puts you in your place, which is, I liked it. I think it's great. I haven't finished it yet. I still have a couple more chapters. That's really good. I have read You Are a Badass probably 10 times. I'm probably going on my 10th time. I'm probably halfway through on the 10th time. Maybe it's not 10, maybe it's 8. But that is probably my go-to book at all times. When I meet her, I will be, she's kind of like my Channing Tatum. Like, I'll be like, oh my God, I love you, because I just want to be her best friend because she's so straightforward. But that woman, that book truly helped me find, my inner badass, and that, she made me a feminist, to be honest. But like, that's probably like my book that I go to whenever I just feel like I need, like, you feel confident, Confidence is like the energy for success, for sales, for everything. And I don't know why, but that book, I have it on audio and I have it that I can just sometimes just open it and just start reading something. I'm just like, that's all I needed. That's like my book. It's like my Bible.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
I like that one too. Okay, can you kind of talk to us, because I am not green at all. Like, if you saw my desk, you would probably walk and be like, Amanda, like, I need to literally save your life right now because that is just horrible.
And I highlighter.
Yeah. I actually need you to come to my house and teach me all your ways. So,
I knew this one was coming. All right, go for it.
Yeah. So can you share with us, your tips on organization? What do you do each day? How you stay organized with your team? I know it's kind of a lot of questions, but what are like your biggest organization tips? So if you were a new person, or even like if you've been in for a while, what are some of your best organization tips?
Okay, first thing I have to say is I am OCD. I am medically diagnosed with OCD. I used to take medication for it. So this is like a real thing. All right. I have it under control. It's nothing crazy. I'm not like the one, I don't have to turn the light switch on and off 20 times before I leave the room. No offense to them, but we have the same disease. Okay. But I am extremely organized. So when I say this, when I tell everybody my thing, I just want you to know that, like, it's okay if you're not like this. Okay. So the first organization tip I would say is laminated charts, because we are constantly charting. All right. We're constantly charting. And laminated charts, these are the same charts that I've had since the very beginning. And it's so much easier to be able, it's very easy to just go in, chart, and send a picture. And then I usually send a video or something. And this is the way I can just chart people, and then I can erase it and go to the next one. Instead of like all these different charts that, change every single month. And instead I can just rewrite it. It doesn't take that long. So I would definitely say this, and even for yourself, because charts can flip, compression, like whatever. That's one of the best. I love that because I'm charting people every single day. I keep track of, I'm just trying to kind of go through my Bible. So I've been working from this. I've changed this out 3 times because they die and they stop working because they just get eaten up or whatever. But this is what I've been working for my business from since day one. Every single personally enrolled distributor, okay? When you go up in the ranks, you get different codes, and that's why I have different colors, but I have their ID number, I have their phone number, I have their placement. And so I have those things just in case, I take this almost like literally everywhere with me, so that I don't have to worry about like logging into eSuite or anything. I just look and I just do, it's different because we have a band now, so sometimes I'm just like, I love you, can you do this for me? Like, but it's like all right here instead of like logging in all the time. So, but I keep track of everything. So that's personally enrolled. Potential, everything. Keeping track of potential. So I think this is probably the first thing that I give new distributors is I have this on my team page, and I'm pretty sure I attached this to my email actually, but until Mark Zuckerberg, which I don't think he will, gives us folders. He gives us collections, but he doesn't give us folders in our messages. I teach all new distributors to keep track of their loyal customers on paper. This is nothing fancy. I suck at Excel. Okay, this is just a Word document. I add a table, and it's just name, Facebook, Instagram, or text, follow-up 1 through 4, and what they're interested in. And then through the follow-ups, I write the date. So I write the date. This is my like April follow-ups, but that's how I do it for everyone. And then what they're interested in, because, I like to do follow-ups days. So like on Tuesday, I'll do like cleanse follow-up, okay? Well, then I'll go through all my cleanse people, and this is like excessive, all right? So I'll go through my cleanse people, and I usually only like to do like 50 follow-ups in a day, just in case everybody that day was like, oh my God, I'm going to answer. Like I probably can't handle 50, but I'm just saying, like, I'll just do 50. So if I do 50 follow-ups that day on cleanse, I know that these people I've already followed up on cleanse before. So I'll go to my cleanse that don't have a follow-up within like the last week, 2 weeks, the date. And then I can just literally sit here instead of going through my Facebook list. I can sit here, send a message to myself on Facebook. Okay. Hey girl, we haven't talked in a while. I know you're interested in the cleanse. I have a couple more spots this week. I want to see if you're interested. I can give you the discount. I want to offer it to you before I offer it to anybody else. What do you think? Tell me yes or no, either way, so I'm not waiting for your reply. Okay? Send that to me. Then I'm going to hit forward, and I'm going to sit here and do type, send, type, send, type, send. 50 follow-ups takes me like a minute. Okay, so, but it's because I have this in front of me, not when I'm in my Facebook messages typing in the word cleanse, like, and it's still like, I don't know which ones I've already followed up with because Facebook Messenger is weird. So this is probably like the most significant thing that I just really stay organized in my business is my keeping track of potential sheet. Then I have
the name, whether they're Facebook, Instagram, the product.
So it's
the date or the follow-up dates.
So it's their name on whatever platform they're at. Okay. So it's like, I also have like Baby Instinct 912. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm just saying, like, I have their Instagram name if I found them on Instagram, not their actual name. Okay. Because then if I'm following up through Instagram, I'm not typing in their actual name. I'm typing in their AIM screen name from 2001, right? Okay. So, but then I have like where I found on Facebook, Instagram, or text. Text is coming from a blitz or like anything like that. Follow up. My follow-up columns actually said FU1, FU2, FU3, FU4. But I put in the dates that I follow up with them.
Okay.
And then it says interested in. And then I just have like my little codes, like FF means fat fighters, TT means triple threat, you know, like stuff like that.
Okay. Awesome. I love that.
And then I have like my promotion sheets I'm working on this month. Oh man. Okay, so you guys might do this through notebook maybe, or not, but like I have like these sheets, like this is like an emerald sheet, it's like a volume counting sheet. I also have like ruby counting sheets, but this is like what I need to know this month, and I do kill trees doing this just because it's something that I do with my team where it's like, you know, this is like a ruby sheet, so it's a volume tracker. They have one, I have one. When orders go through, they send me a picture. When if I'm helping a distributor with them and an order goes through, I send them an updated picture. We use pencil, but instead of like talking and being like, hey, Vanessa had a so-and-so order that moved it to blah, blah, blah. Like we just send the picture back and forth to each other, and it's like easy. This is something I just knew that I started to incorporate, which has just been like, full, like just beautiful. And then every single loyal customer that I've ever gotten, I have all of their names, and I have where they're placed, what they're ordering, what their password is, what their ID number is, where their placement is, everything. And this is so great too, guys, especially because, you know, when you're pumping volume, if you're doing like beginning of the month pump volume for a promotion or whatever, I can literally go, and this is, and I highly recommend this to people too that start to build in the business, is to write down, you know, have something that you know where you place those loyals, because then when it's come down to like me helping somebody promote, I can go to look at placement and I can just literally write down or just even quote with a pencil or something, make a star of every single person that's under them, all right, that I've placed somewhere underneath of them. And I can reach out to all of them and call it pump volume, be like, hey, you know, I know that you're already a loyal customer. I want to see if you want to do cleanse this month or something, whatever. And then we can start going to search for volume. But this has helped me so much because we always forget, you know, like we already have loyal customers that can order. You don't got to go find a bunch of other ones. You already have them there. And so that way I know like who I have to reach out to and when.
Yeah, I love that so much. Oh my gosh.
That's probably really next.
Yeah, if you saw my organization, you'd be like, "Oh my gosh."
That's okay, because some of my Ambassador Diamond friends are, it's like they're wearing mismatched socks, and I'm like, what? How are you Ambassador? But it's like, here's the thing though, everybody just works differently. This is the way my brain works, and it does not make you successful. Okay, it's just what my brain does.
Yeah. Well, I think like organization. I think having it, especially from the get-go, or just some kind of system in place, whatever works for you. Like I have papers and stuff. Some people like to do it, you know, through their computer or whatever, but I'm not an Excel person either, but I think just having some type of system in place that whatever works for you.
Mm-hmm.
But I love that. So, okay, let me look at my other questions. Let me see if I had any other ones. Let's see, what time is it? Okay, so
I'm fine. So
okay. What are, let me go through my things. So we talked about organization, self-development. Can you just give us like a couple, like what are some of your biggest things that you would tell like anybody in this business that they like need to do daily? Like what is like a couple tasks that you do that you will not do, that you will not skip?
So I guess it kind of applies to different ranks in this business. So like just bottom line rank, whether you're a distributor or above. If you are working your business on social media, whether it's Instagram or Facebook, we're just working against algorithms. We just have to accept it. It'll never change. There's no petitions that can be signed for it. It just is what it is. And that has to be something that you're doing every day. You have to be interacting with your network every single day, whether it's picking, 10 letters, 10 of 10 letters, like 10 of A's, 10 of B's, 10 of C's, like whatever it is, whatever your baseline needs to be. But I know that I'm commenting at least 50 people's stuff a day, like at least, okay? And if I feel if my newsfeed is over flooded by people that I've already commented on, I'll just go to my T's and I'll comment on 10 T's. It's just something that you have to do. It does not take long, okay? It does not take long. It takes like a pee, or, a poop. I don't know. Like, it doesn't take very long. I'm just being honest with you. Like, these are things that you just have to do, though. So don't feel as if it's like another job. It's just something you have to do, and you just have to get used to it. But also along the way, like, people will be invested into you when they see you seeing them. And so you should want to be friends with people. It's like the first day of first grade every day for me. Like the first day of first grade, you don't know anybody. You come with your backpack with all your new Target supplies. You're putting it in your front desk, right? And you're organizing it all perfectly. And it's in like a thing of 4. And there's Lisa and Brad and Brenda. And you don't know anybody, but you just decided to be best friends for the rest of your lives. Okay? Like, and you're just like, hey, I like your backpack. She's like, I like your pens. Like, it's just like, whatever. It's the first day of first grade every day online. Okay? It is literally like, go love Brenda, Lisa, and Brad. Like, go talk to new people. They're not going to bite. It's online. And people just want to feel like they have some troopers, and especially online. I mean, we've all had those people that are like, I'm going to like your picture because you always like my picture. Like, it's no different, but now we're in a business where we are establishing relationships where products are so great and the opportunity is so great that we want to tell everybody about it. But you have to establish like that relationship of first day of first grade with people. So just go love on each other, or just go love on people every single day. It's also like spreading a good habit, then maybe more people will start doing it. If you are, in the first couple, leadership ranks, it's important to make sure that you are doing self-development. And even before before you have a team, it's important to have self-development because we don't realize that in this business when we get into it that we're going to be leaders. Like, I didn't know that. Like, nobody told me. I just saw an opportunity. But you do have to pour into yourself. And then you do want to pour into yourself more the more people that get underneath of you. And I'm telling you, again, don't look at it as a job because you will become this beautiful human that you are proud of. And I'm so grateful that I'm able to say that I'm becoming the woman that I needed when I was growing up. And that came from doing self-development. And you, when you are you feel that inspiration. Inspiration should be you can feel inspiration, okay? It's a very euphoric feeling when you feel inspiration. It doesn't last super long, but you get this like drive. And that should be something that you search for daily. You should search for that like you're just sort of like it's like such an amazing feeling. And like if you have found inspiration, you know what I'm talking about, you can re-feel that feeling. It's like the honeymoon phase of a relationship, okay? Like if you work hard enough, you can feel that all the time. So it's the same. Like pour into yourself to feel that inspiration, to get that euphoric feeling that drives you, that just turns you into this person, or you even outprove yourself. And that I would recommend that to everybody every single day. Do some type of self-development. And I've been committing to it truly every single day. I love what you said last night, and I'll tell you right now that I went to grab my phone this morning. I was like, we just talked about this last night, and I was just talking about this last night too. Like, why did I just grab my phone? I was like, no. You go wash something, Lachelle. Like, go clean the counters or something. Like, I need my alone time. And that's so important too. Don't grab your phone the first thing of the day. Have some time for you. Like, you need to be with you first, and then go on. And then, you know, when you have a team underneath of you, I truly think that, like, there comes a point where you need to say to yourself, what can I give to them today, every day? And I say that to myself every single day. What can I give to them every single day? And it doesn't always come from me. Like today, one of my diamond leaders, I'm on her team page, and she posted this thing about time management, and she just had this like great point to make about, you know, like time management is like juggling tennis balls, and we're not all good at juggling, but it's something that we can all learn to do. And I was like, this is so great. I'm going to give this to my team today. She gives it to her team. But I always feel as if like I need to give my team something every single day. Those are like my must-dos. When it comes to the business, these are all technical things, guys. And this is something that you just have to come up with yourself. How many messages are you going to send a day? This is a baseline. Find your own baseline. I don't like telling my numbers because I have heard people say that they message 100 people a day. I'm like, but here's the thing, that works for them. Like, I can't message 100 people a day. There's no way. Like, 50 is like my limit, all right? But like, my baseline, I have a number of people I message a day. I have a number that I follow people a day. I have a number that I like, you know, like bring up the opportunity with the day. I have a number that I post a day, but I decide that every single day, and then I hit that no matter what. As if like if I don't hit it, I'll die. That's like my mindset with it. But my numbers are just different than everybody else, and I think that it's important for everybody in this business to have a baseline every morning.
Yeah, I love that so much. So much. Okay, let me go back. I have all these notes. Okay, I love the question that you asked me last night, so I'm going to ask you that same question. Tell Lachelle, who just joined this business, what would you tell that amazing person, something that you know now? Like, what, does that even make sense? Did I say it correctly? Like, what is one thing or a couple things that you would tell Lachelle who just joined this business that you know now that you didn't know then? Does that make sense?
Yeah, this sucks. You know what? I don't even know if somebody's ever turned around on me like that.
Yeah, like, I'm going to ask you that because I thought, like, wow, like, that was a good one.
You know, I was pretty nuts in the beginning because I was like ignorance on fire. Like, I went to like every tanning salon and nail salon in like a 20-minute or 20-mile radius and like droplets cards or magazines. Like, I just went so crazy in the beginning because I didn't know you weren't supposed to. Like, I did not know anything, guys. Like, my first wrap party, and I've talked about this on multiple trainings, so I know it's already not compliant. I've already laughed at Cammy about it and stuff like this, but like, I didn't know that we weren't supposed to post on like Craigslist and stuff. So I posted about a wrap party on Craigslist, and this is the first wrap party I ever did, and I have not posted on Craigslist about this ever since, okay? Because it was a really bad, it wasn't a bad experience, but it's a funny experience. It's like my first wrap party I got from Craigslist, and I showed up, and everybody spoke Spanish. No, I'm not kidding. I wish I was kidding. Everybody spoke Spanish. I had this whole setup. There was one girl that spoke English, and she was translating for the entire time. A 40-minute wrap party, turning like 4 hours at this house. I didn't know. I was like scared for my life. I like sent my boyfriend like the address and everything else. Horrible experience, but I didn't know what I was doing. I was just doing stuff, okay? But if I was to tell Lachelle anything, you know, if I was to go back and really look at Lachelle and be like, listen, I need to make sure that you know this. You know, I didn't start dreaming until like probably my second year. You know, like, I didn't make a dream board my first year. I didn't have a visual of what I was working towards. I didn't pray. I actually, like, you know, finding God and being saved, everything was actually part of this journey. Well, I was resaved. I mean, long story, whole another story. But I really found God placed his hands over me, and I really, really implemented like the power of prayer and the power of him just being my CEO and the foundation of my business. But the biggest thing is that I wish I would have dreamed earlier. Because when I started to dream around, like, it was after I went triple diamond. So you guys understand that I was just working off of knowledge, the compensation plan, just following other leaders and just advancing the ranks. I wasn't dreaming. I was just taking advantage of an opportunity based on the factual evidence that I saw. And then when I started dreaming, it changed like my entire life, because we forget how to dream. Like, and it's very important to have something that you're working towards, which it should be dreaming, because why do you go to work? You go to work to pay your bills, you know, or else you wouldn't go to work. And it's like, why do you work this business? You work this business for a reason. What is that reason? Start dreaming bigger, because then when you start dreaming bigger and you start putting things that scare you down, you know, you will accomplish what you want to accomplish along the way. But then when you accomplish such a big dream, you're like, you truly are like, I do have the same amount of hours as Beyonce. Like, I'm so sorry. I'm not, but I'm serious. Like, it was like when I sit back and I think about my life right now and the fact that, like, you know, because I started dreaming, I was able to do what I did for my mom. I own a home. I'm completely debt free. I'm 27. I'm not special. Like, I'm not nothing, whatever. It was because I was able to start dreaming again. And when you scare yourself is when you'll impress yourself. But you have to put in the commitment, you have to put in the work. But like when you get past it, guys, it feels like, I don't know what it's like to have a kid. I don't know like how incredible that feeling is. But if I could compare it to something, it feels like that. Like when you accomplish something that is so incredible, you're just like, I just did that? Like, that's on my resume of life? Like, what? That's crazy. It feels so good. What can I do next? No, I mean, I'm waiting for kids, but I'm just saying, it's like, it's crazy. It's like this crazy feeling, and I try to, you know, like transfer that to people, because I'm telling you guys, like, this is like all self-development. This is self-rewarding. And along the way, you get to help so many people. Oh my gosh, that is such an amazing part. Like helping people come home, or helping moms come home, or helping moms pay for that, whatever. Like, it's like such an amazing feeling. But in order to advance in this business, you have to dream. Because in order for you to help, you know, help and inspire and get people to, you know, dream too and accomplish their goals, you have to hire your goals. I mean, it's true. Like, the higher you want people to be up underneath of you, your dreams have to go up higher. It's just kind of how it works. I mean, it just is. And the biggest thing I would say was to dream earlier, because when I started to dream, that's when my business changed, because I mean, as a triple diamond, I wasn't close to 150. It was when ending triple diamond, going presidentials, when I hit 150, when I hit the top 50. And it was when I really started to dream again. And I really started to look at goals and be like, I want to buy a house. I want to do this. I want to do this. Like, it's like whatever. And it just makes you like more.
Yeah.
I told you to interrupt me when I talk too much.
No, I swear I could like listen to you forever. And I just can't agree even more than that. It's like, dreaming is like, I feel like it like what you said, it literally changes you. Like the self-development, like all this stuff, like the money is amazing in this business, but what it actually like does to you as a person, like I am a completely different person than I was when I first started, or even 2 years ago or a year ago. Like what like this business can do for you as far as like just completely changing your life, how you act, how, you know, certain traits that you have. And like dreaming, I think, is just a huge part of this business. Yeah, go ahead.
I have one more thing to add to that, because it's very important. Do not try to get rich in this business, okay? Try to become debt-free forever. And this is something that guys, I'm telling you right now, like one of my dreams last year was to get $100,000 in savings. I did that. I'm at $200,000 in savings. I am not rich. I drive the same Toyota Scion 2013 that I drove when I joined this business. Why do I need a fancy new car? I work from home. Like, I don't need a fancy new car. The most expensive thing two things that I bought in this business, the most expensive things I've ever bought in this business were a house, all right, and a Louis Vuitton purse. And I bought it when I went presidential, and the only reason I bought it was because it came with a lifetime warranty. That is the only reason I bought it. That is it. That's it. The whole security thing in the store and everything was freaking me out. And they're like, it's a lifetime warranty. And I'm like, so what do you mean? Like, if I spill in it, and they're like, we'll replace the leather. I'm like, this is a great deal. I'm like, let's do that. Guys, these are press-on nails. These are press-on nails that I put on yesterday. Okay? Like, don't think that you are Paris Hilton when you start making massive amount of money in this business. When you start getting commas in your check, no, don't go buy a new whatever you want to buy. Put it in your bank account, pay off your debt. I am debt-free with massive savings. I don't have anything cool to show for it, but I have a really great future plan. And I just always want to make sure, because I see, that's one of the first things I saw when I found this company was a debt-free company with a CEO that wants to get people debt-free. And I want to make sure that, like, I can, like, make this dude proud, because he has given me a life that I would never have because of him. But that's what it's about. It is not about princess money. You don't need 16 and a half Louis Vuittons. Like, you need one with a lifetime warranty after you go presidential. Like, don't spend your money, pay off debt, and then save. And have a relationship with your 40-year-old self, because 40-year-old Lachelle says, no, you can't get your nails done. You will wear press-ons, because we don't got time for somebody to hold our hand for 60 minutes, because you got to message people.
I love it. I know. It's why I never, I'll get my nails done, for certain events, or I'm like, my nails look like crap all the time, but now I know about press-ons because of you and all these other notes.
Wait, are the old ones, or the videos, or just now?
What's that?
Did you ever see my videos before, or just now are you talking about it?
Yeah, for the nails?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never knew that.
I have only got my nails done in my entire life one time. It was for my senior prom.
Really?
I've always press on nails.
That's so awesome. Well, this isn't even anything to do with this video, but I always have a hard time paying $35 to get my nails done. That's why I always go randomly, but.
I will go at the end of every winter to get a pedicure, just because there's that extra funk that you're I don't really know what to do with. How do you get that off? I don't know how to get that callus off, right? So I let them do it off, and then I tip them really well, and I bliss them, of course. But then I can keep up with myself with some cuticle stuff and everything else. But I can take care of myself. I got enough time to take care of myself. But no, you can't have my $60 and then tell me that my nails are crooked. No, you can't.
Well, Lachelle, thank you so much for spending so much time with us tonight. You know how they say, you guys, you are the average of the 5 people you hang around with. And Lachelle doesn't even know this, but she's one of my 5 people.
I know.
Ever since we met at Surf and Turf, I was like, she's one of my 5 people. And so she really is. And so even though we obviously are in different places, but you inspire not only me and now my entire team, I'm sure, just so much. And I just thank you so much for just pouring into us and just letting your heart speak tonight.
Of course. Thanks for listening to me talk. Sorry I do it so much. And I seriously appreciate you so much. Your guys, your leader, I'll just end on this story because I have to, because let's make it about you really quick, because she brought me on. And let me just tell you right now that I was okay, will you be my spouse? Because we don't have anybody to go, right? Okay. I'm just going to fast forward. I'm trying to make this quick. She's the sweetest human ever. I'm in my head sometimes I'm don't be too extra, you'll scare people away. And she was totally loving towards me the entire time. I could be extra and she would just not blink, and I was she accepts me. And then we're sitting at lunch, right? And we're just sitting there, and this is the thing, okay? I am not this mass enroller. I'm a consistent enroller, but I'm not a mass enroller. So we're sitting there, tacos. I'm very upset because there's no hot sauce. She knows how upset I am. She's also trying to find me hot sauce, and we're talking about loyal customers. And she's I average $100 or 100 loyal customers a month, and I choke on my taco. I'm hoping that somebody around me knows that I'm just kidding. I'm getting too animated now. But I was 100 customers a month. She's like, that's about what I average. I'm like, right. So I'm averaging like 13 a month, and she inspired me. It was like God's plan completely, guys. I have enrolled 27 customers this month, and I haven't done that since before my mother was diagnosed with cancer. But I'm telling you right now that I almost said your mother, your leader was the one that was like, I was like, there is this sweet spouse of mine that is enrolling 100 customers a month. And I'm over here like being like, 13, yes! Like, so excited. And I'm like, I need to like step it up. Like, what is wrong with you, Lachelle? Like, you can do more. And she has honestly inspired me in my 27, and she's going to continue to inspire me in my 50 and my 100. And that day, I'm going to send her edible arrangements. But you guys have an amazing leader, and she's inspiring me so much too. So if you want to be in my top 5 MySpace friends, I'm totally down with that too.
Thanks, Lachelle. Well,
Totally.
thank you so much. Do you have anything else you want to say before we go? Or
that's it. No, if I keep talking, it won't stop. So I'm going to just shoot it.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and have an amazing night, and I will talk to you soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you guys for jumping on.